Hello, friends. This is Catherine Marie, and you are listening to the very first episode of Season 2. This has been such a fun ride, and I thank you very much for listening. The first episode of Season 2, I wanted to talk about the long hauler's dilemma. And I'm guessing that you already know what that is, but I will talk about it because I'm experiencing it right now. So we know that there is a tremendous amount of sleeping that goes on when you have long COVID. And we know that there is a lot of missing of social gatherings and social events because of the severe fatigue and needing to sleep. And sometimes it's because of brain fog and because you can't imagine trying to talk to somebody in a room full of people with light sensitivity and sound sensitivity and all that stuff. So it could be for several reasons that you don't want to, but then you start to feel a little bit better. You see where I'm going with this? Then you start to feel a little bit better and you're like, I think I want to go hang out with so-and-so today because I haven't seen them in so long. And then while you're out, you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to go for a little walk because I haven't been for a walk in a while. And then you're thinking, well, we should have someone over. Maybe that's not realistic because our homes are not exactly in a state of perfection right now, but imagine that you have enough energy that you were able to get it all cleaned up. So the dilemma is, what do you do when you start to feel better? Because you're so tired of sleeping. You're so tired of feeling isolated and alone. And even if you love your partner very much, you may just need a little something different. Just something besides just the two of you talking about the same things over and over. It's good to kind of get things, space things up a little bit and get other people with other ideas and other experiences in life because our existence truly is a rather boring one. And that's part of the psychological aspect of long COVID that is so hard, is just that you're bored just to death. I mean, it's horrible. It's just really rough. I know you know what I'm talking about. But I had this today. I was thinking, my brain is feeling better. I feel like my brain is not inflamed as much, if that's actually true, but you know what I'm talking about with your brain not working right and kind of sputtering and just not being able to find words and having to speak more slowly than usual, all that stuff. But I feel like the last couple of days I'm starting to feel more like myself, but I've had an elevated temperature and I keep sleeping all day, but I'm starting to mentally feel better, which is hard to explain, but usually the mental health goes with the physical health, but for some reason I'm feeling better, but my body's, I don't know, I never know what's going on with my body. It's always a crapshoot, just trying to figure it out and not to overdo it or underdo it or whatever. So this is the dilemma. So do I do strawberry picking tomorrow? with the little one, because we are big fans of strawberries in this house, and I love strawberry picking, and we haven't been strawberry picking in a couple of years, and I really want to go, but it's 45 minutes away, and I don't know if it'll be hot. I don't know if I'll be cold. Mostly likely I'd be too hot, but it's just hard to know how to prepare so you're not going to be horribly uncomfortable for some reason, whether it be light or sound or temperature or whatever we're more sensitive to now than we ever have been before. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if I want to do the drive. It's pretty windy to get there. You have to drive through a rather mountainous region to get to it. It's over by the coast. So, I don't know. I'm thinking I would love to do that. And this is one of the first times in weeks that I've actually thought that I want to go. Usually I feel so bad that I know that I don't want to go, but for some reason I'm feeling mentally like, oh yeah, I can go, but my body is not agreeing with me very much because the GI stuff was coming back, and my temp was up today. I think it was 100.3, and that was with Motrin and Tylenol on board. I think it was still 100. So it just makes me kind of nervous because I'm trying to manage everything and not overreact, not underreact. It's so hard because 1 minute you could feel one way and then 10 minutes later you feel completely different. And I did some laundry today, and I know that wasn't a good idea, and I know it made the feeling like hot and the temperature thing, I know it made it worse, but I don't know, I just really wanted to do laundry today. I haven't done it in a long time. So it's just this push and pull, we wanted to go somewhere for a celebration, and we were thinking about inviting friends of ours who live a couple hours away and see if we can go out for brunch, and we're gonna do it, but I don't know how I'm gonna be feeling that day. And part of me wonders, well, what am I gonna do if I wake up that day and I can't get out of bed? I don't know. It's really hard when your brain and your body are not congruent, and you're not really sure if your body's gonna go back to being itself for a little while and give you a little break from long COVID symptoms, even if it's just for a couple of hours, or it's just really hard to know what to expect. And there's always this push and pull, like, okay, I could have long COVID for the rest of my life. I can't stop living my life because then I'm just going to be depressed, and it's really hard to rest. It's really hard to do nothing. I do think that long COVID seems to affect people that are big doers, and I think that's why we struggle so much to not do things, and therefore why we struggle to rest, and therefore why it's harder for us to recover. I don't think that's the only reason, but I do think it contributes to it. So we're always trying to figure this out, like, okay, I want to live my life. I don't want to just, be in bed all the time and never see anybody and But I also don't want to let people down and make plans and then not be able to go again, because we already have been through several rounds of that. I guess on the bright side, since it's already happened before where I've made plans and canceled them, I suppose the friends that are around that at this point are still around and are willing to make plans still, that they are keepers, because even if they don't understand what's happening, just that they're still there and they're still willing to hang out. And that is something that I should not take for granted, because I've lost other friends. I mean, as we all have, right? We've all lost friends and people that we thought we were close to, and then when this hits, it's like a little puff of wind right where they used to be, like in the cartoons, you know. But I think most people would like to be present and helpful, but just don't know how. I don't know, that's like a whole other topic, but yeah, the dilemma. I keep going back to this, the long hauler's dilemma. Okay, I'm starting to feel better. How much is too much? It's so maddening, because it's like this tightrope that you're walking and you don't want to fall and crash. But this is the first time you've been up on the tightrope and you're excited because you're standing up. Usually you're just kind of laying on the ground and you're excited. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm on the tightrope. This is so fun. And it's just really, really hard to just go one step and then just be like, okay, I need to jump off the tightrope now, because otherwise I'm going to get too tired. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I just am struggling here. So anyway, I would like to know how you think about the long hauler's dilemma. If you have any tricks or rules, or I don't know, some way that you determine whether or not to do something, or how you know if something's going to put you over the edge to cause a crash or post-exertional malaise. I would love to know. Please tell me all the things. And oh yes, also please email longcovidrealtalk@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you, and I promise I will write back. And we also have a way on Spotify that you can leave a little voicemail that's like a minute or something. I also got a phone number, so you can call and leave a message there if you want. And there's a Facebook group as well that I just made a couple of weeks ago, so we can have another place to gather. But that is all for the time being. Thank you for listening, and we will talk again soon. Okay, wishing you a happy life with no PEMs or crashes. Good night. Positive feedback helps to continue attracting more people who might benefit from this podcast. If you wouldn't mind leaving a review and subscribing to the podcast, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I also love hearing from you. Please email me at longcovidrealtalk@gmail.com, or you can call or text 650-382-2217.